Good morning, everyone. I'm Ezono Lisemeka Pascal, a founder-level student of the Department of Economics from Policy Analysis and Research Congress of the Chukwuemeka Odumegwu University, Anambra State. I'll be making a presentation on behalf of my co-authors on the topic Heterogeneous Assessment of Urbanization and Energy Consumption and Environment Pollution in Africa, the role of regulatory quality. Next slide, please. The table of contents is...
Number 3.
The table of contents is arranged according to the flow of the work. Then, next slide, please. The introduction. Urbanization has energy consumption has proven to be a major drive of environmental quality. Then, urbanization as well. The rising case of urbanization has also caused the increase in the demand for the consumptive and productive energy as well. Then, the African population is rapidly increasing with an average annual growth rate of 2.5% in 2020. That's World Bank 2020. Similarly, according to the UN Population Prosperity Review in 2017, Africa's population is expected to double by 2050 to reach about 2.5 billion people. Then, African countries, the ability for African countries to be able to control to obtain a sustainable environment is based on the quality of their environmental regulatory frameworks and also their quality as well. The next slide, please. Then we have the literature review, the methodology. We expanded the model to accommodate the variables of interest and also the potential regressions, where the EMV is a function of Y2, the EN, urbanization, population, trade openness, foreign direct investments, and the CAP. Next, then we have the analytical technique. The study used the heterogeneous panel regression method by Pesera in 1999 to analyze the data for about 33 African countries. Now, we had to test for the cross-sectional dependence, and there is the presence of cross-sectional dependence. Then we also did other preliminary tests, which we conduct, include the CIPS unit route, second generation unit routes, the Western Lawn panel conjugation, and the covariance matrix as well. Then I skipped the second paragraph. Instead of the regular PM, the level pool mean group or the main group or the DFE due to the cross-sectional dependence, we employed the AMG and check for the robustness using the CCEMG since both accounts for the cross-dependence, since both accounts for the cross-sectional dependence. The next slide, please. Then there we have our, since it's a panel data, since we are considering, we checked that for about 33 African countries from 1960 to 2020. So we ran our cross-sectional dependence diagnostics using the Pesera cross-sectional dependence and the Friedman cross-sectional dependence as well. Now, note that we have the 0.01 significance in that result. Next slide. Okay, now this is basically the correlation matrix where we wanted to find out if there existed a correlation between if there was a cross-sectional correlation between the variables. So we did find out that yes, there is a multi-correlation among the variables. The next slide, please. Then our major findings are that energy consumption and urbanization positively impacts environmental pollution across models 1 to models 3. Then the regulatory quality negatively affects pollution. We all know that it is not enough to put in place regulatory bodies to checkmate pollution in our society. The government should also invest in ensuring that the qualities of these regulatory authorities are environmental regulatory bodies, their qualities are kind of top-notch so that at the end of the day we'll have a good result. Then energy consumption regulation has a negative and significant impact on pollution. Please go back. Okay, energy consumption regulation has a negative and significant impact on pollution. This is so because energy consumption, remember that the case of urbanization, which has led to the surge in the movement of people from the rural areas to the urban areas, thereby increasing their, I said something about increasing their consumptive and their productive demand for energy. So thereby it also affects it also has a significant impact on pollution. Then urbanization regulation has an exact negative and insignificant effect on pollution. It's almost the same thing as what I just said earlier. Please, the next slide. Then the conclusion and our recommendation, we investigate regulatory qualities, mediating and moderating effects on environmental pollution through urbanization and energy consumption channel in Africa between 1996 and 2020. From the evidence, we suggest that African countries strategically plan urbanization with basic infrastructural investments that are environmentally friendly. Now, this basic infrastructure should be environmental friendly as well, so that it will kind of eco-friendly, so they wouldn't pose harm to our environment. Then the campaign towards energy efficiency practices, then tighten regulation. The regulation should be tightened as well. Now, the government should put in place regulations to, control waste management and pollution in our environment, and also tighten this regulation. They should also be looked into to look out for errors or any challenges they might have in carrying out their activities. Then, on the final note, I would like to say that in as much as we've said that the government should do this and do that, finally, we as members of the society should also play our own part to ensure that the environment is free of pollution as well, by doing what we need to do, because we should work in hand with all these environmental regulatory bodies to ensure that we have a better environment. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.